Okay, we are live. It is Thursday. I know originally said we were going to needle felt today, but I'm just not feeling it. I'm not happy with how it's coming out. I'm going to put a pin in that. And right now my brain is like, oh my God, we have so much to do. So we're going to work on these guys for a bit, especially now that it's looking like we might be away for 2 weeks. So I'm trying to get as much done as possible. Don't fall on the forbidden floor. Uh-oh. Please don't do that. Hope everybody's day has been going well. I really need to put the pack of needles that I'm using in there. I'm going to be trying to work on some of the stuff I have while we are gone. So there might be one project that you only end up seeing part of it being done. But we'll see. I think I have an idea of which one I'm going to be taking on the road with me. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to pick up where we left off on the chicken we started on yesterday. It's been a strange day here weather-wise. We had some rain showers last night. Today it was cloudy. It was not as hot, but then there were moments where it was muggy and icky. And it was threatening to rain or do something. It seems like every time it gets to just about over us, it's fizzling out. So we'll see. All right, so we are currently working on this part of our chicken here. So all of this is this shade. This has no indication of what it's supposed to be. I think I'm just going to do like some white French knots in there. Because it doesn't say. It doesn't talk about French knots. This is sort of a choose your own adventure situation. Actually, this isn't mentioned either. Why? Is it just implied everything that's this color is this? Because these aren't mentioned either. Well then. That is fascinating. Okay. Alrighty. Like I said, it's sort of a choose your own adventure situation here. Where do I want to start here today? Maybe here. So we have 2 strands loaded up. And the pattern calls for a fancy free stitch. I do not know what that is. They gave a tiny little example of it on here. But it didn't really make sense to my brain. So I think it's a like gather fabric version of long short. that I had seen someone else do in relation to that like outline stitch where they like slid the needle through the fabric to get it. It's fine. We're just gonna do it this way. It'll get done. It'll get filled in. It's, I guess, really not that big of a deal. We'll figure it out. I did kind of want to try to do the stitches it was saying to use, but I even went to the internets and got taken to Reddit briefly, where I saw a snippet of someone saying, yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to be. I couldn't find any information on it either, and I just ended up doing long short. So I was like, you know, I can do long short. That's not a problem. Though I did just realize I probably should have done the darker red first. So this lays on top, but not a huge issue. I just have to be mindful of how my stitches are coming in when I'm working on the color up against this. So not too terrible. So right now the goal is to try to get done as much as we can stand today, with it not being quite as sweltering in here. I didn't even have my fan on most of the day, but whenever it gets to be about 4:30, 5 o'clock, the house just loses its battle with the outside heat and humidity. At least that's what it seems like. Okay, I was seeing a thin separation line there. I thought I was going crazy. Hi, doggo. You have to wait a minute. I told you that earlier. I put what I had to give you that was available in your bowl. When Mr. Man is done doing what Mr. Man is done doing, he will give you another round of snackies. But it's going to be a little bit. Because you can't just like bottomless eat until you implode. Okay. I know this displeases you. But give that a chance to settle. If you even went back and finished it, I don't know. I did something in an attempt to entice you to finish, but I cannot see your bowl from here. I have visual obstacles blocking me. I'm kind of vaguely like I want to go to Florida. I'm just vaguely annoyed because I wanted to do it where we were back down in Fort Myers, and doing our own thing so we could eat at the one place I liked to eat at when we were there the last time, and because it seems like everybody else is rushing us to come down there, that's not going to be an option this time. Because we weren't prepared for this. Zoo. What did I say? He's like, I don't care what you said. I do what I want. And I have no idea if we're actually going yet. It depends on my brother, so I can't even partially get ready for this yet. Tell you what, I'll come up through here. I know I'm not doing like traditional long and short. I'm doing like my own version of it. It's fine. It will get the same desired result. This will be my version of this fancy free stitch, I guess. Like, right? Does it matter? I don't know if it really matters all that terribly much. As long as we get to the same destination in the end. Oh, well, that wasn't helpful. Why did you do that? I don't know. I thought it was in the right spot. Joke's on me. It was not. So I do like this because you can get almost like brush stroke like texture and create directional movements with the way that your stitches come in here. So you do kind of have to pay attention to your direction. Have a little bit of consistency with it coming in. Okay, so that's gonna go up to there. this guy. Just kind of want to get you. Back down to here. Okay. They were doing square dancing sign-ups. When we took the old guy to the working place earlier. Boy, was it getting busy with people running in. I don't know if they had to pay a fee or not, or if they were just signing up. It didn't sound like anybody was doing payments things. But maybe I'm wrong and I just didn't hear that part. There's a lot of large SUVs diving in there, people jumping out. People there for like 5 minutes, then getting back in their cars and leaving. So I don't know if they had to like pay to register or not. I think they all have to. Again, I could be wrong, but I think each team has to hire their own caller. And they have to pay their caller. Is that the same hole? That's the same hole. Yep. Just kind of felt a little off there. It probably won't be perfectly filled in, but we're gonna get it as best as we can, right? That's all we can do. We can't do any better than that. Oh gosh. I just like seriously missed that entire section there. Kind of seems like it. Just a bit. Mr. Dog, I told you, not yet. You still have a little ways to go. What the heck? Hold on. I just hit. Ah. Okay. We did have a snaggle. Okay. I was gonna say, I thought that felt funny. But then when I tugged on it slightly, I wasn't so certain. Because then it kind of felt like it was a knot, like the tail end of one that I had tied off. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess we're fine then. Okay. Trying to carefully mist me without getting water on this thing. Because the ink is supposedly water soluble. I guess we'll know for sure when we do the snowflakes, right? I'm sure some of that will still be visible. Oh. More than likely. So yeah, sort of apologies for not needle felting tonight, but really needed to get back to work on this. With us potentially um not being home and already like right off the bat we're gonna be missing like 2 weeks of work on this one way or another. Because even if we're not gone that long, I'm still gonna need time to readjust once we get home. And that also means my ass is gonna start going to bed early again. Since we're gonna have to be up and going. And we are on the road. Because hotel checkout times, traffic, at least this time, we shouldn't be rushing it getting dark on us while we're driving. So we've got that. Hopefully it won't be like blinding sunset as we are getting into my aunt's town like it was the last time. Like it was so blindingly bright, like we almost went over a curb onto a sidewalk. With the tiny narrow streets in the neighborhood that Google Maps decided we had to go through, and I'm like, this can't be the only way. Like, I don't remember us going this way to her house before. All these houses were not here last time. It was a lot more of weird back roads, and I vaguely remember a weird deserted roundabout, and it hadn't been that long since we'd last been there, so talk about confusion. I'm gonna double back on that one just to try to fill that spot in a bit. So I kind of have to start turning my stitch here in a second. Yeah, so instead of going to Lover's Key, I guess we're gonna be going to Honeymoon Island. Hopefully this time there won't be like a friggin' gale warning wind advisory. And it won't be super cold and dreary. Although that day the clouds did blow out. And it wasn't so bad in the end. And it did end up working out. But we have chairs now. The only thing I need to do is get some beach/pool towels. Like I didn't have to worry about having pool towels before because hotel usually provided those. Just had to worry about my own hair towel. And yes, I am bringing my own towel for my hair. and my own towel for the pool because I'm going to be re-dyeing my hair. And it takes a little bit of time to stop dripping color out of it. So just I've never had the color drips stain my towels at home. Only when I've first done it and it's like actual dye. I've had the actual dye stain one towel once in one spot, or maybe it was a shirt, but didn't stain anything else, which I thought was hilarious. But just to make sure that nothing leaches onto a towel for my aunt to get upset about, I even bring my own pillow, my own pillowcase. I might end up putting the dark blue pillowcase on it if I can find it. Or just bringing like an extra t-shirt that doesn't matter. To hop over it just out of an abundance of caution. Okay, so that there. This section, I've got a few minor gaps in just because of how everybody laid in there. But we're definitely making progress here. Like, it didn't specifically mention these white dots at all. Like, it mentioned like this. Didn't mention the round snowflakes as far as I could tell. Like, I'm not seeing anything. So if they're not gonna be super precise in that regard, then I'm gonna make it be even more of a choose my own adventure where needed. I need to start like kind of trying to turn these stitches here as best as I can. Just because it's definitely a directional change here. Not the same hole. Yes. Dang, burn it. Coming up through there. Fill that in. It doesn't have to be super harsh of a turn. Even if it's just like a gentle little downslope. I need something here. Of some description. So I got a little bit more of bookshop sim recorded today. I figured that if I get some recorded during the week here, then I can just focus on painting on Sunday and Monday. Saturday, I'm gonna try to squeak in a bonus stream. Don't know if we'll fully be able to, but again, body weather permitting. I do have a light gap right in there. Okay. And that's filled in pretty good. perfectly, I don't know if I would call it perfectly filled in, but pretty good. Decently enough. And I do know I still need to come back up and fill in all of that, but we kind of got on a roll up here. And I didn't want to like bust that up. Too badly. For a second, I thought I came up through the wrong hole again. Oh, we're gonna have a grumble dog. He's a grumbling. He's a grumble butt. We don't have any more of his treats cut down, so I couldn't put more than what I did into his bowl to try to get him to finish off his dinner, which is what I have to do sometimes. It's just like a little chicken jerky thing. There's really not much to it. It's not like a pepperoni stick or nothing. So we don't feel too bad with him having that. But he's getting mad. Because he wants his second snacky. But I'm not even sure if he finished off his main food that he knows he needs to. Before he gets anything else. Did you finish eating your other food? You have to finish that off first, and you know it. And I don't have any other treats for you right now. The best I can do is a dentist stick. And it's only a piece of one. That is the best I can offer you, Mr. Doggo. Take it or leave it. I think you're mad because I didn't have chicken nuggets tonight. And that's what you were getting some of. Because I cooked a few extra for you. the things us dog parents do when we've got a particularly picky eater. Like, he'll love the heck out of something, and we're like, oh good, we found something he loves. We'll buy a bunch of this. And then he eats it maybe twice more. He's like, no, I'm done. I don't like this anymore. And then we're left like, what do you mean you're done with it? We just bought this all for you. You can't be done with it. And he's like, no, that's yucky. Mr. Dog. I don't know why you're bugging me. I'm not the one that normally gives you dinner or snack rolls. So I don't understand why you're telling me off. Mr. Dog. Sorry, I forgot how I did the eyes up there, so I was like, what's this brown line? I was like, what did I do here? Alright, let me get the other set of threads. It was so strange. We had somebody at our house earlier who was trying to offer to cut our grass for free. The guy kept talking about his son, but the husband wasn't so sure that this person was their son or if this was a employee of theirs. They said, oh, it's professional landscape, we'll do it for free. They already had their ride-on mower off their trailer, like they were about to start. And I'm like, the hell? Without getting approval first. And I'm like, this isn't something you're gonna like film and put online, are you? And then when it was saying professionally landscaped, I was like, oh wait, hold up. This isn't gonna be a thing where you're like trying to give free service to try to get us to use you as our landscaper. Is this? The whole thing was very odd. Like, our grass was a bit long, our neighbors was a bit long on both sides of us. I don't know if they knocked on their doors or not, because neither one of them got their grass cut. And we know the one neighbor has somebody that comes and does it for her every so often. I just think they haven't been able to get here to do it, or it's just been too dangerously hot out, or it's been rainy when they've had the chance, you know. Stars have not been aligning to get yard work done recently, and it looks like there's a lot of people's lawns that are a bit long. So I'm hoping the city is not going to go crazy with their notices about your grass is too long, blah 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 blah. Because I've seen some that were much longer than ours, and I'm gonna be rightly mad if they didn't get a notice and we do. Though that wasn't on the main road. Ours is a bit more visual. My husband's like, no, we're fine. He's totally capable and able to do it, and he showed me how to do it, and if it comes to it, I could try to do it. But we were more worried that he was going to turn around and end up giving us a bill later after saying it was for free. And it being like a he said, she said thing because it wouldn't have been in writing, and I would have been like, yeah, we're gonna get this in writing. Are you willing to sign something saying this is for free? But I also don't want them coming back and pestering us constantly, be trying to get it to sign up for landscaping that we can't afford. It might have been so that they could put a sign in our yard to try to drum up more business. I don't know. That's also a possibility. Try not to fill that spot completely so I can see where that knot is gonna need to go. So I'm just gonna kind of come up from there. Okay. So my turn like wasn't the super cleanest, but also not like super terrible. Kind of got a little into that circle. Like, oops. This is gonna be a little bit tricky in here. Seems like. I don't want to just like blanketly fill this in. we can get away without doing that. Gonna be tough though. I have a lot of overlapping. In this particular spot. It is pretty tight in there. And I guess if I have a little too much like white gap happening, I suppose I could just add more knots in to try to cover it. Let me try coming up there. And then maybe there. Like I said, this section's kind of tricky. So hoping we can at least manage to preserve some of the white splotchies. Let me get this guy. You. It's like there's a bunch of these kind of like all right on top of each other. So it's kind of hard to tell where all they're at very easily. There's like a little bit of a gap. Right in there. Kind of, sort of. This guy. And that one's gonna go into there. Like I said, I know I'm gonna have some blue kind of hanging out here from where these, I guess, white dots are supposed to go. I might do like some different sized knots in there. Okay. So let's get this guy. Hopefully that's like on the edge enough. Alright, so let me try to come in through here. Alright, so got that. Trying to get this kind of like turned up on into there. We're definitely getting somewhere on this guy. don't think I'm gonna need to rethread the needle for, well, I say that. I might not have to. It kind of depends on how the rest of this guy shakes out. At least for like this section. Like not, we still have the whole tail to finish. Since this color seems to be in the tail as well. So I do want to take a quick peek here at the Amazon listing on this guy. Yeah, it's not. This isn't even the same colors in the finished photo. This color is like a muted orange brown. It's almost like a coppery. That is the color they gave me. And they've got the tail a different color too. Okay. Yeah, they've got it just like one stitch. Well, I don't know. I guess we can try to do it as a stitch, but I don't know how that's going to go. We can try. Alright, so that is gonna kind of pop up to there. So yeah, sorry again that I kind of put the flamingo to the side. I wasn't really happy with how it was coming out either, so I feel like I need to start over on that. Not sure what was really happening, but if I'm not feeling something and I keep trying to keep slogging through it, and it's not like a commission piece, then I'll probably end up sidestepping from it. At least, at the very least for a few weeks, if not completely. I'm starting to get frustrated with it, then no amount of, oh, just keep working through it will probably make me see it differently. Especially when I've got a bunch of other stuff that I am trying to get done. We almost worked on designing my brother's piece tonight, but then I kind of felt like I was jumping too far ahead. I didn't want to get that wild and crazy because it's going to be a little bit before I can get starting on that. Dang it. I was afraid that was the same hole there, but I wasn't entirely sure. And I guess it's not like the end of the world if I have to rethread to finish this little section that I'm in. Because I'm going to need to use more of it, like I said, for the tail there. But I'm thinking maybe we do some of these other colors. Before I bring the red back in. Just so I can see it a bit better. I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, I'm gonna have to figure it out pretty soon here. That much I do know. Sorry, I'm not sure if I just popped that up out of the same spot that came up out of. I don't know what that was all about. It was definitely strange. for sure. Get this guy. Just a minute, Zuzu. So I need to fill in that spot. And I've got like another little tiny spot right in there. I know, buddy. I think I want to make pizza tomorrow. So I'm gonna need to make pasta sauce. Potentially on Saturday or Sunday. I just don't know which day that's gonna end up being. Because I think I'm just about out. Okay. That guy there. Okay. No. Don't be causing problems under there. I don't need any extra problems. Thank you much. Okay, so let's do that. They're saying it's supposed to cool down. On Saturday. I'm hoping so. Cats being cats. Is it a full moon tonight or was that last night? That might have been last night. If it was last night, the animals were strangely, and I do mean strangely, well behaved. Or is it tonight? Let's see. Yeah, that was last night. Interesting. For sure. Okay. Everybody seemed relatively well behaved then. All things considered. So that last little cat spat, if the microphone picked it up, I think was Little's and Mr. Beanosaurus. I believe. Could be wrong. I was gonna try to get that spot there, but I kind of feel like I already need to kind of double back here anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have enough. I always say that and then I end up being fine, but like on the needle, I still have plenty more of this color. Granted, we still have to do the tail, but I don't think this color's on the other chickens. Unless I missed it. Which, you know, possible. So get that guy is there. Okay. Sometimes you just need to do your own version of a stitch to try to get it to work, at least for me. Right? I mean, if it gets you there in the end, does it matter that much? Like, I mean, there are times where you need to make sure you're doing the specific stitch. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. Like, there are instances where specific stitches need to happen. For their specific look. That's just not wanting to cooperate fully, so we did our best with that spot. Okay, so that's pretty good there. Now I know I'm probably gonna anger some people not using this thread to start the tail, but I kind of want to do those other colors first. Because we've got a multitude of things going on here. So we've got this that's going to be one shade. We've got these lines that are going to be another. Let me see that finished. Probably AI colored. Oh, that looks a bit different. Wow, they've got that as like a solid line, but it's kind of like broken up in there. And it's kind of on top of the tail color. So I think we're gonna do the little chunky moons here, the little bananas. And or vanilla beans, whatever you want to call them. Boomerangs. I think I'm gonna do those first. Oh wow. Hold up. I just noticed that. These snowflakes are not on the finished piece. The finished photo. Oh. That's interesting. Hmm. Fascinating. Oh, well, that might be one explanation for why it wasn't colored in on the it's on the photo, which is fascinating. All right, so number 7 in a satin stitch. Two strands. Like everything's been pretty much 2 strands. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna need more than 1 strand for this. I might. probably depends. Uh-oh. Moobot grabbed you, but I didn't hear the chatbot go off. Fascinating. So either Moobot got you. Oh dear, hold on. Uh-oh. What? Okay, hold on. Something's gone terribly, terribly wrong. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I've got one strand here. Don't know why I have one strand there, but I do. Is this 2 or 3? It feels like 2. Okay, hold on. Okay, so that's 2. So how many do I have in this yard? 1, 2, 3. Okay, you somehow got separated from your friends. Not quite sure what happened there. I got distracted. Oh my gosh, there is a bug. Just going bzzz, bzzz, bzzz. Kind of reminds me of like the fire alarms at the school. I guess whatever he was mad about, decided to reevaluate. Let me deal with this real quick. Oh, we're back to the .com. Surprised that account's still going. This one's, I don't know if this one's even being monitored. Okay. So we've got our navy loaded up here, and they're calling for a satin stitch. Okay. This is kind of a tough shape to satin stitch. At least in my opinion. But we will do our best. Because that's all that we can do, really. Can't do more than our best. I don't think that's possible. Okay. Monday, we need to try to go run errands. Okay, not quite the right spot, but gonna kind of need to be. Okay. So I know this kind of looks black, but it is a navy color. I'm not sure why navy with all the red. I'm not sure if this is artistic liberty at work or if this is supposed to be reminiscent of a actual chicken species coloring. I know there's some pretty wild ones out there. Totally not disputing that at all. will say when I picked this out, I did expect some sort of either artistic liberty or AI fuckery with the final project image, because it just did not look like embroidery floss to me. I still liked the pattern though. It's still a pretty cute one. I was just wishing for at least, you know, having all of the things that needed a color done to them shown. That's all. Instead of me trying to guess. Unless that's standard for kits nowadays. I don't know. I haven't done that many kits, so somebody that's done more than me would need to enlighten me. Not so bad. I'm hoping. I want to come all the way down. I think I want to come down to here. Did you ever make your fried rice?
Here. No, I'll make it here. Here you go. Come here. Get off your lazy butt. Get off your lazy fuzzy butt. Come. Come. Here. Snuffles, get down.
She says, down. I'm a pretty princess.
Get down, stupid. Get down, stupid. Come on. Come on. There we go. She says, I didn't drop it yet. Anything back.
She says, I'm pretty princess. You need to hand deliver everything to my pillow. She keeps trying to steal my spot at night when I get up to go to the bathroom. I'm not gone that long and I come back. There's the Snuffles in my spot. And then she acts like she's dead asleep. And I'm like, I was gone 5 minutes. You are in my spot. And then she's like all offended that I'm making her move. I'm like, ma'am. No. I was so mad at her last night. I almost went and slept with Bean. She wouldn't let me get back in my spot. So it keeps catching on this. It's definitely 2. Even though I had a rough splitting of the strands on this particular string. Still not entirely sure what happened. We can blame the bots, though, since they distracted me into not seeing what had happened exactly. I'm trying to get a backlog, like a large backlog, recorded for Bookshop Sim. I think I have about... I think I have enough to get through August right now. I need to edit, though, what I've got. Don't know if I'm going to do that tonight, or if I'm going to record some more. Or if I'm just gonna leave the editing for tomorrow. And I might play a little bit more Grimshire tonight. Putz around in there, although there's not much putzing to do. They are pretty adamant about you getting stuff done by a specific time. And if you don't, there are quite the dire consequences. I need an animal. I need one of the animal eggs. One of the creatures in there is supposed to lay an egg. But all I've been finding is the males of this type of animal, and they're not gonna lay the egg. And I'm like, of course not. Of course not. Why would you? I think I might have had a female. The first one I captured might have been female, and then I swear to God, it sounds like something bumped on the floor next to me. I haven't found a female yet, and I'm starting to run out of time to deliver the thing to the person that requested it. I didn't get a town project done in time, and the person it was supposed to help was removed from the town permanently and put in a hole. I'm not sure I've seen their family member out and about now that I think about it.
Good job.
Did he eat?
Yes, they both ate.
Well, there's that at least. Thank you for eating. As stupid as it sounds, he will bitch about wanting more food and then turn his nose up when you give it to him. Let me change I am seated. You know what? I'm gonna stand up for a second. Stretch out. Oh, locked leggies here. Always good to stand up and take a stretch. And then notice how smudged your glasses are. That's always fun. Like, I didn't notice it was until I looked at something that was a entirely different color. It's like, wait, why does that feel funny? Like, it made my eyeball feel funny. Okay. Let's slide on back in here. We might as well. Okay. So these navy sections feel like they're getting smaller and smaller as we are going. Suzu, you know you have to wait at least another half an hour before we do more. You know the rule. We'll give you more, but we want to make sure you're actually still hungry. No, you can thump your little butt all you want. I don't know why you seem to think you're a disgruntled rabbit. But that doesn't change the fact that you still need to wait a few minutes so you can make sure you're still hungry, because last night, I don't know if you got a third helping. It was very late if you did. I think you might have. Ugh. Now I'm gonna start going to bed early again. Or at least earlier than I have been. Might have to start like time adjusting the stream slightly, at least until we go. When we come back, we can go back to this time slot. Like, I don't want to change the time slot again back to earlier in the day yet, because this is kind of working, and then I have the option to go earlier if I want to, or if I'm able to. If I don't have anything else happening. And then I don't have to worry about canceling anything if we have to run a sudden errand or something. What are you doing? Stop. You're fine. You're not getting anything, guy. We're all done. You have to let that food settle. I had to grab my hairband. All the little hairs were stabbing me in the eye. But I dare not to turn the fan off. Because then it will be much too warm in here. And no thanks for that. Like, it wasn't so bad most of the day. Like, I didn't even have my fan on for a good part of the day. I'm sure if I slept with Bean, I'd be up as a crack of dawn, whether I wanted to or not. I feel so silly. I got these water shoes, right? But I have to wear socks with them because the stitching around the top was digging into my foot. And I was afraid it was gonna blisterify me. So I was like, oh, well, crap. The only other thing I can think of doing is possibly cutting some fabric and sewing it as like a padding around the top of it. Hi, yes, Mr. Dog. I told you you have to wait. You have to wait at least 15, 20 more minutes. Okay, you know the rule. No, you know the rules. You know. Don't act like you don't. You will get some more in a little bit. Let that digest first. Oh my goodness, what happened back here? Something happened. Oh boy. Mr. Dog.
Go lay down. You'll get some more in a little bit. Unless you guys did anything. Come here. Come on, Daddy, make you more food.
I do not know. What this whole nightmare situation is. I do not know. Oh, oh, my back just twinged. Shit. You know what? Normally, I would try to fix that. And I really do want to fix it because I keep grabbing it. But at this point, I don't know that I can fix it. Because it's a couple stitches in. and I don't want to mess up anything I've got going on up here that I am happy with. So I'll just try to like tack that down later if need be. But for right now, I think I'll just kind of let it be. Did it get worse? Kind of feels like it got worse. I'm not really sure how it could get worse. But it kind of feels like it did. Okay. This guy popped into there. So we've got a few more. Of these guys to go here. Will I have enough? On this needle? That is a darn good question that I do not know the answer to. I mean, I would like to hope that I do, but as has been shown to me, in the past, sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm very much not. I'm kind of holding that nag up out of the way. Just so I don't keep grabbing it. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted to do. This is so small. Like this area that we're trying to work through. So I'm probably going to try to tailor the direction of my tail stitches to sort of follow the way the white ones are supposed to come in here. So at least I have some idea of where they're supposed to go. And then I'm probably going to have to try to reference the photo from the pattern. Hi, did you actually eat that? You're back awfully fast. I don't know if you did. Did you? Either way, you've got to let that settle, guy. And I'm not going to bed just yet. I know I need to start going to bed earlier. But earlier is in by like 1, not midnight here. Or before midnight. Not quite what I meant. So if you are now angry that I'm not in bed, you're gonna have to cope. Sometimes he does get mad about that. Momo used to tell me when I had to go to bed, he'd get so fed up with me being up. He's like, you are coming to bed with us now. But he would at least give me till like 2 in the morning. Not Mr. Grumpy Pants here. Mr. Grumpy's like, excuse me. I said it's bedtime. You are more than welcome to go lay with Grammy. If you are that mad about me not being in bed. Because if she's gone to bed early, you can lay with her. You used to for a long time. And then you'll have other Grammy back pretty soon. Maybe. For which we know you were quite mad at her departure. I don't really understand because all you did was just lay there on her bed. Like, she had to kick you out at night because you took up too much room on her bed. Yes, I don't think we would have seen you at all while she was here. Well, hey, your mom will be able to get her check. I magneted it to the fridge. What the heck am I listening to? It's annoying, whatever it is. Okay. Your alarm's going off. Okay. Might as well come up through this way. I know it's not like a perfect a perfect satin stitch in here, but that was gonna be tricky to pull off regardless. Okay. I am going to oh gosh, it did get worse. That was not that big. Oh bother. Right. I don't want to like straight up trim it down because I don't know what stitches are attached to where at this point. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of go with something like that and hope that when we work on the rest of the tail, we're okay. Okay, so what color do we want to work on next? We can go back to our red. We can grab this weird brown color. What color is this supposed to be? 6. Okay, so that's like the weird dark burgundy wine color. 9. 9 is there, and there. That's white. But eyeball. I'm just gonna do a French knot on for the sake of my sanity. I guess it's that red color. I'm going to like tuck you into there so I don't lose you. Mr. Dog. No, you have to wait. Go lay down. You just got something. Like, just. And I'm not going to bed yet. I'm sorry this displeases you. But that is what there is. You even got 2 outings today. I think you still have water. I don't think that's what this is. I will change out your water bowl when we are all done. It doesn't feel like 2. It feels like 1's lit funny, but alright, I'm gonna roll with it. It does feel extra thin. That probably doesn't make sense, but I guess we'll figure it out. If I have to double up on top of myself, then that's what I have to do. Hi, yes, I love you. No, don't sass me. Oh, contact paper is starting to come up on the edge. No. I have more. And honestly, it's held up pretty good. It's been on there a couple of years now. Alright, so I am going to start the first stitchy line. Kind of right here. No. Don't sass me. You even got to go twice today. We're not going anymore. We're all done. It is dark time now. I am not going to bed yet. Excuse you? I'm not going to bed yet, guy. I got more work to do. Oh. Why are you growling at me? That's not nice. You always give me a hard time. Which I don't understand. Because I get so much more to happen for you. A lot of the times. I'm not going to bed yet. And you're not getting another snack for at least a half an hour. Okay? Okay. Hi. All right. Come on. Come. Hey. Why are you afraid of that? Come here. It's string, guy. I guess we have to have a bean interlude. Hi, it's string. It does not concern you. No. Hi. My work supervisor, my project manager's here. Hi, project manager. What is on your butt? You've got a sticky bit on you. No, we're not going to go diving back behind my desk. I'm on to you about that. You tried to do that too many times to me. And then you're going to get trapped back there because I have the cardboard up. That's going to prevent you from getting out of there very easily. And yeah. And I don't know what I'm going to do to keep you out of there while I'm not here. I don't think there's anything else I can do. So what's up? What's the matter? Haven't seen you much today. You've been, oddly not here. I'm not sure what you've been up to. I heard Littles yell at you. Was your scratchy quota down? Was your scratchy bar down? You needed the scritches? Scritchy meter needs filling? Hmm? Scritchy meter, scritchy meter. Alright. Fill the scritchy meter. You good? Can I get back to work now? Please? Pretty please? Pretty, pretty, pretty please? Can I get back to work? Hmm? Hmm? Could I get back to work now? Now see, Zuzu's mad because he's not No, no, you're not going that way. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Okay. See about getting some of these worked back into here. Okay. And this guy. Gonna take him up there. And pull this guy. That into there. So I've got like these stitches are going to be horizontal in that section. So now I kind of have to work around them. The best I can here. Which is not going to be easy. So it is very, very teeny tiny space. Okay. So I'm trying to keep with the same direction that they want these white lines to go in when I am near the white lines, so I can kind of make them blend in a bit better. So because this one is like down here, I have to try to go in that direction. I think one more. Okay. Not real sure where I've got some gaps in here, so I'm kind of trying to carefully work that in. As best as I can. Okay. Wait, hold up. Hold up. What is happening here? How did... Okay. One of the edges of the canvas here somehow got pulled into the thread underneath. I'm like, what am I grabbing here? That feels like it does not belong. The texture isn't right. What is happening? That would be it. I certainly don't want you wrapped around that. That will not do me any favors whatsoever. Okay, so get that guy there. No. Just having all kinds of tangle troubles today. There we go. At least that one was a quick fix. It certainly didn't feel that way when I first felt the knot from underneath. I was like, no. Why is everything being stubborn today? Yesterday was the full moon. You would have thought if it was going to be troublesome, it would have been yesterday. Okay. So I'm gonna try to overlap that. Don't know how well it's gonna work. We'll see. And so far it's not doing too bad here. But all in all, fairly good. Feels weird to have this much bright red on a chicken though, but it is a Christmas chicken, so maybe there is a little artistic license at play here. Probably just came up through the wrong. Oh no. Maybe good. Really didn't think I was in the right spot. Kind of figured that was gonna pop that last stitch out on me, but it did not, so that's fine. That's fine. Okay, let me see here if I can kind of get that stitched in between. Kind of came up right on that line, but you know, I'm gonna lose sight of the lines anyway. Just from all of the red coming in, so like it's fine. That pesky string, man. Got all up in there. Came off of the edge from it fraying. I mean, that's like normal fraying that I've had happen on multiple different things, so it's not like it's a problematic nod to this guy. Yes, Mr. Dog. It hasn't been enough time yet. You still have to wait a little bit longer before you get another round. I can't just let you eat yourself into oblivion. We'll have to be rolling you through the park instead of walking you. Next thing you know, we're gonna have to put you on the treadmill. And I don't know how that would go. I don't know if you'd be able to figure that out. You would probably panic and hurt yourself. If I'm gonna be perfectly honest. So again, just kind of chill out for a little bit. And we'll see if you're actually still hungry. Now, to be fair, we do give him smaller amounts because if we give him one large meal at one time, he won't eat it. Or he'll only eat like a tiny bit of it and then be mad later. So we've kind of started giving him a little bit smaller of an amount. Like a third of what his normal meal would be, and then when he eats that, we'll give him the rest of it. Sort of situation. Because sometimes, as dog parents, you do what you have to do. Even if there's gonna be people that are like, me, 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 me. I'm sorry. This is how we have to handle this talk. They all have their own personalities. Their own things. Their own quirks and ticks. And it's not like he's a puppy that we're teaching bad habits to. He's more than put in his time. Okay. Not sure where my project manager vanished to. Probably shouldn't talk about him because I'll probably manifest him. Okay. That went there. This feels more like a patriotic chicken with the navy blue and the red and the white on it. I mean, there is going to be some brown, but gotta say, it just kind of hit me like the photo. The photo was a lot more brown than this. Well, I wasn't so sure that that's what I was gonna be getting. I at least figured it would be closer to the colors in the photo. Silly me. Or thinking that, I guess. Like, that's just crazy talk. I suppose. Okay. This guy's gonna kind of go this way. Ow. It's the first time I've stabbed myself in a while. Alright, so this. Go that way. Oh, what happened here? I don't know what happened there. Something got tangled. Something definitely got unhappy under there. Okay, so got this guy. one popped into there. So just trying to keep that somewhat kind of flowing the way we're gonna need it to here. Kind of, sort of. Like, as best as we can. Okay, so this guy. Pop you into there. Okay. We're not doing too bad. At least I don't feel like we are. As best as I can tell. Again, it's not gonna be like superly perfect on point or anything. But we can do pretty close. Definitely get it there. Now, will it look exactly like the photo when we're done? Probably not. Considering there's already like a color disparity between the photo in the kit, the photo on the listing, the purchase listing, and what they sent us. Like, I have some questions why none of these threads match. Like, they kind of match the purchase listing photo and the photo on the kit, color wise, strictly color wise, look really. Fairly similar. let's see how that works out. But yeah, like, excuse me. What is happening with all of these different colored versions of this, please? Oh, am I near that not disaster? I think that's actually up a little higher. To be perfectly honest. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely need more thread to finish this guy up. 100%. Okay, get that guy there. So like our blue's kind of encased by the red, essentially. So we just want to make sure that we're being careful to get all the little spaces filled in between here. Okay. Just about all she wrote on this needle here. Just about. Probably get a couple more stitchy doos in here. Probably not too many more. Oh. but we can probably get a couple. Right, that is probably pretty good there. I want to make sure I've got enough to tie off, and we're getting into the messy zone here. Okay. Let me snip that. So I think we are going to stop there for tonight. I know we didn't get like super far tonight, but it does take time to do this particular stitch, at least for me. But we finished filling in this. We stitched around into that. We got the blue of the tail in, and now we're starting to work in the red. So all in all, I think we are doing fairly well. As long as we can keep our momentum going on this guy. Hopefully we can get there sooner than later. So, I'm hoping to get another stream in on this guy over the weekend. We will see what happens with that. I might not. I might take Saturday for editing and planning and other stuff. I gotta think about it. I mean, we did today. So if we step back from working on a secondary project and just keep kind of working on this guy through the week, then we're probably okay there time-wise. This one's just been a little tricky because we've had the extra colors in there. This guy should go fairly quickly. And we've got a solid color through here. So I'm thinking after we get the tail done in here, I'm going to grab the white and I'm going to do our white lines in here. Our little white bits in here that need doing. Our little white guy here. And then we'll grab the brown, I think, and fill that in. And then probably grab the orange for the beak and the feet. And I think I want to do this bit, the comb and the little dangle-do last on this particular one. But we're a little ways from that, so because I mean the next session will probably be just finishing the tail on this guy, because it does take a little bit of time to get all of the stitches in, at least for me. At least for me. I'm not super fast, but thank you guys for joining me and checking things out tonight. I do greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to follow the socially links down below. There are links to the Ko-fi gallery, the Blue Sky, and the YouTube channel. Should be back tomorrow, migraine weather permitting, for Planet Zoo. We'll be trying to finish up that walkway above the riverboat ride. And if I do manage to get that done, we might start planning out the restaurant that's going to be at on the other side at that other boat station. So that will be a matter for tomorrow. Thank you guys again. And until next time, you guys have a good one.